Funding provided by the Richard P. Garmany Fund at the Hartford Foundation for Public Giving.
Hi, I'm Ray Hardman. On this episode of Where Art Thou, we are in the Elm City. With a major university, world-class art galleries and museums, New Haven has long been known as a city rich in music, theater, and art. I'm excited to do this, and to help me out, I've got our Where Art Thou New Haven curator, Paul Bryant Hudson, on the line. Paul is a musician and composer, and he's super connected into the arts community here in New Haven. Paul, are you there?
Hey, Ray, what's going on?
Good. So before you send me to my first artist, tell me a little bit about the New Haven art scene.
So the New Haven art scene is alive and well. It's bustling, even in light of COVID. There's a really vibrant music scene, which I'm a part of as a singer-songwriter. Our visual arts and fine art scene is also alive and well. Lots of brilliant visual artists and painters and sculptors and individuals who even muralists. So we're really proud to be a part of the scene here.
So Paul, where are we headed first?
So we're gonna go see a good friend of mine and a really brilliant artist. His name is Isaac Kennedy. Isaac's a visual artist of many different mediums and a really brilliant thinker. So I'm really excited for you to meet him and kind of hear his story and hear what kind of propels and fuels his art.
What's his art like?
I mean, I guess special is a bit of a watery word, but it's very much specific to who he is. When you see an Isaac Kennedy piece, you recognize it for who the creator is. It's really rich and super precise and detailed. He uses mediums that are familiar and accessible to folks like us, right? Even something as simple as a ballpoint pen is just dope to me, man. So I'm really excited for you to spend some time with him today.
Well, Paul, I'm really excited to meet Isaac. Thank you, and we'll be in touch later in the show.
Cool. See you a little later.
All right, let's go see Isaac.
I am 61 years old. I grew up in New Haven, Connecticut. I've probably been an artist for as long as I can remember, probably straight out of the womb. It's done some incredible things in my life. I mean, it's helped me basically heal through an addiction. It supported me while I lived on the streets on some level. So, I mean, it's been really rewarding, spiritually, I think especially.
Yeah.
In many different ways.
Did art play a role in recovery for you?
Definitely. Oh, definitely. It was a difficult road. I still have my demons. I constantly peel off stuff that I think has kind of attached itself to my life and made me whatever person I had become. Mm-hmm. So I'm different today, and that's what I hold on to.
Does your art reflect the years? I mean, have you evolved artistically over the years?
Yeah, I would say so. If you looked at a piece of mine today and looked at a piece I did 20 years ago, yeah. My work was for someone else. I'm sort of the vehicle and someone else does the driving, basically.
Did you feel like you just wanted to not be the artist in front of the art, but the art and you're in the background?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Very underground, yeah.
I know you don't exhibit very often, is that why?
I don't mind exhibiting. It's just a whole different world when one exhibits versus one being on the streets and delivering their gift on the streets. And when I meet people on the streets, it's not so much about my art. I mean, some people have to really kind of say to me sometimes, can we talk about your art? Because I'm asking them questions about themselves, about what they do, blase, and they're really trying to buy a piece from me, and I'm really not trying to sell a piece like that. It's more about the connection between people and getting to know different people and from different places. And, New Haven I'm right there in the center of Yale University. I get to see people from all over the freaking world. And my art has gone all over the world because of that. Here and abroad, It's been an amazing journey.
Isaac, let me ask you something. Do you go into a work with planning, or do you just start drawing and things happen?
I've done both. Usually, I have some kind of subject or symbol or issue, that comes to me or that kind of pushes that thing in motion, the inspiration. But after that initial thought or idea, it kind of takes on its own.
So we're about 6 months into a pandemic. Has that affected you?
Well, yeah. I mean, number one, I think it has affected me spiritually because I kind of really feel for society. When thing falls off balance, it usually affects everything. You can't have nothing go on in this world without it having some type of a connection with other life.
Did coronavirus inspire you to draw anything about it?
I think this particular piece, if you notice, it looks sort of masky too.
Yeah, for sure.
I think this particular piece kind of encompasses a lot of things that are happening. I think it encompasses the machine age. I think it encompasses coronavirus. It encompasses gender, being sort of the protector or the sole source of the universe. The universe is inside her. Because that's why I feel like it's real turbulent times right now, We don't know what direction it's going to take, so, yeah.
Well, this is starting to look like an Isaac Kennedy.
Well, you know what? I have a tendency to do that. I'm kind of really consistent that way. The pieces can really vary greatly, but the message is very intact. It's always kind of the same. My work. I've learned to retreat to my art because I swear away and like if I'm heated or upset about something, probably 15 minutes tops, I have forgotten all about whatever the case may have been, whatever the altercation was, whatever. Mm-hmm. Maybe not have forgotten about it, but not heated anymore about it. It's like, whatever, let it go, move on. And I contribute a lot of that to pointillism, which takes patience and tolerance.
What are you thinking about when you're drawing?
Nothing, really. That's what I love about it. It takes me out of my head. I'm a thinker on a normal basis. My brain never shuts up, so my art is amazing in this way. It takes me out of my head. I don't think about anything.
You said that nature is a big part of your art, and I want to talk about one in particular right now that's here on the floor, and this is the tree. What I see is a tree that is barren. It's rooted in some rocky soil, but then built into the tree is this beautiful, what looks to me like a tropical fish.
Oh, you see that?
Well,
wow, dude. Okay.
I'm good now.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. But tell me about this.
This is, all of my work is basically about the connection between all life, all living, breathing things. Part of my message is that, we tend to think that, human beings are the highest form of life. I tend to question that sometimes. But my thing is that everything is on the same level. We all have to coexist. And for me, to get a better understanding that, or to share that information, I do it best through my art. But these are the collaborations, these two. Mm-hmm. This is a collaboration with a local artist, North Haven, Steve Nardini, and myself. And this is one of the homeless people that I met in my travels, Carolyn Soka, who after we finished this piece, I never saw her again.
Did she do the horse?
She did the horse.
Oh, neat.
But I have different parts of it that we collaborated on, even within the horse. Like a lot of the pen and ink is my work. So we really connected in many different ways. This particular piece here is about the preservation of trees.
Okay, yeah.
If you know, the pupil is focused on trees. Trees provide all the oxygen that we need in the world to survive in. Without trees, we are nothing.
Yeah, but it's gorgeous.
Some of my work, and I don't like a lot of my work, but sometimes some of it gets me, and it's like this was one of them. I was like, I couldn't depart with it.
Good.
Are you ready for war? Been a long time coming, so we're leaving the score. Now the past is nothing.
So yeah, so that, I mean, that's part of what I want to do is kind of, hopefully one day, open up a space for artists of all genres, dance, music, whatever, and just kind of encourage and agitate youth to utilize, you know, themselves artistically. It just creates such a balance in the world.
You gotta be ready. Have you got the drive? The kind of put your name in life.
Wow. Isaac's work, his story, so amazing, so inspiring. Now, over the last few years, the city of New Haven has gone to great lengths to make bike transportation a priority. They've installed miles of bike paths and bike tracks around the city. In our Arts Business segment, we profile a local co-op that's making it easier for people to get around the Elm City on two wheels. Let's check it out.
I'm Kaya Day.
And I'm John Martin, and this is
The Bradley Street Bicycle Co-op. We do a lot of things in this space. We fix up bikes, we give out bikes to people who need them, and we teach people how to fix their bikes.
A lot of folks use spaces like this for getting around. You know, bikes are their main form of transportation, and they get broken or they need to be fixed up, and a space like this is a place for that to happen.
When we get a bike donated, we put it into the system, make, model, color, size, and every bike gets a number, and that number is kind of how we know where it goes. But it sits back here, a volunteer will work on it, and we have a formal checklist where they go through and they check off. They cleaned it, they checked the tires, they cleaned the chain, they trued the wheels, it's all working. We test ride it, and then John or I will do the final check, and then we mark it as ready to go out the door.
So we donate over 500 bikes, sell and donate over 500 bikes a year. And so we at least get out that many bikes per year, but we repair countless more than that.
We get people from all over, we get people of all ages, and we get a lot of just like cross-pollination and people teaching each other in ways that, and meeting people in ways that they otherwise wouldn't. We have, you know, young kids from Westville, from Dixwell neighborhood, teaching retirees how to fix bikes, how to true wheels. And that's a really special experience, I think, for both parties, and just as a community resource for everyone to know that we can learn and share space together.
The Bradley Street Bicycle Co-op always needs more volunteers to help out, work on bikes and help folks out. And we always need more bike donations. Some of our partners do bike drives, but they're all bikes that, you know, are not used, and people are, look at them and like, I haven't used that in a while, and they'll bring it down to us and give it another life.
We, I think, sell quite a bit of the recycled bikes that go out onto the streets and help people maintain and keep those bikes on the road. And also like a community center. So there are rides that are organized out of this space, and that social aspect helps make the city really bicycle friendly. There's a bike party, which is a once a month party on a bike. We play music, people dress in costume, we light up our bikes as much as we can. We ride around the city really slowly. We also do coffee outside rides in the mornings. So we'll bike to the top of East Rock and we all drink coffee together. And then there's also some women's nights that we do 2 times a month. And more recently, we've started doing some bike camping events. Strap a tent to your bike and bike to the nearest campground and kind of relax in the woods and know that you got there of your own accord.
Yeah, the community people who are here, we all act as a big family. And then the customers also, I think when anyone walks in the door, they're kind of brought into the family, even if they're only here for 20 minutes to fix a problem. And I think we really believe that bikes are more than just being able to get around. They are like a way to connect. And we double down on that here, and we really focus on like who the person is who's riding the bike and spend time with that person for the short or long amount of time that they're here. We recognize that a lot lot of people maybe have gotten on a bike again for the first time in a while, or gotten a bike this year for the first time. The demand has been really high. This feels really good to be able to help people. It feels really good to be able to empower people. We don't fix your bike for you, we fix it with you.
Being able to teach people of all ages, of all races, of all backgrounds, and see that little spark in their eye when they realize that they can do it, is really great. And building community over something like that, where people are getting personally empowered, is really, really amazing. We've had hit capacity kind of all summer of selling bikes and trying to get bikes fixed. We've had to turn people away because we do need to limit the number of people in this space. So it's been hard, but we're managing. And we're really excited in a lot of ways that there are so many bikes on the streets, and hope that we can keep up that culture of cycling.
We have one last stop on this great day here in New Haven. And to see where we're going next, let's check in with our Where Art Thou New Haven curator, Paul Brian Hudson. Paul, are you there?
I'm here, Ray. What's up? How are you?
I'm doing great. We were just at Bradley Street Co-op and we got to see your space, the kitchen. Tell us a little bit more about the kitchen.
Oh, so the kitchen is it's like a PLC-centered co-working and co-creating space here in New Haven. The idea is to create a validating and safe space for artists of color to work, collaborate, and really just exist. So yeah, we're here on 140 Bradley Street, and we've been around since March 2020.
Well, good luck with that. So, Paul, where are we headed next?
So we're gonna go see another good friend of mine, Sawa. Sawa's a brilliant singer, songwriter, poet, and activist here in the city, and I'm really excited for you to meet them. They're dope.
Tell me about the work they do.
So Sawa reminds me of many different people, and I say that because Sawa pulls from their community and pulls from their culture and lineage and family to create really beautiful and complex work in different mediums, such as song, instrumental music, poetry. And when you see Sawa, whether they're on stage or you catch a thing that they've written, or you see them, in the streets leading a protest or an action, you see Sawa's spirit in that, and you see that they're showing up as their full selves, no matter where they are. So I'm really excited for you to spend some time sort of hanging out with and chopping it up with them.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. Hey, Paul, you did a great job today. Thanks for all the tips.
Oh, my pleasure, Ray. Let me know next time you're in the city.
I will do. All right, let's go see Sawa. We are here at New Haven's historic Edgewood Park. The park opened in 1889, and the current layout of the park was designed in 1910 by Frederick Law Olmsted Jr., perhaps best known for his design of the National Mall in Washington, D.C. So excited to meet Sawa, and here they are. Sawa, how are you?
Hi, how are you doing?
Great. So great to meet you.
Great to meet you as well. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Wow. Well, my name is Salwa Abdisabor. My first name, Salwa, means the one who brings comfort. So my parents knew what they were doing there. I'm a singer-songwriter, artivist, I call myself. I'm in New Haven, passionate about liberation and uplifting community, building community, and also speaking truth to power.
Tell me about the word artivist.
I was dubbed artist and activist by folks in the community when I started doing poetry in the 7th grade. And people kept asking me to come around, and they dubbed me artist and activist because even in my poetry, I would speak on my experiences that just so happened to be uplifting stories that weren't being represented. So naturally, from learning how to speak truth to power and spoken word, I found myself in community organizing, and it just grew from there.
Yeah. Tell me about the intersection for you of art and protest.
Whew. I feel like art and protest is inseparable. As an artist of color, a Black artist, an artist who's queer, an artist who's Muslim, you can't, an artist who looks like me, you can't separate protest from my very existence walking down the street. So for me, I feel like art amplifies vision, amplifies voice, amplifies what we see for our future. You can't separate art from protests. You see it in posters. You see it in song, in the protests we sing, in the tones we do it. It's a beautiful mesh and mold that I've had the privilege to, since the beginning, be in, and I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about the term spoken word artist. Could you give me kind of the textbook meaning of spoken word artist and the meaning, what it means to you to be a spoken word artist?
Spoken word is a combination of poetry and theater, I would say. You're telling a story not only with words, but you're adding life to the words. You're adding melodies to the word. You're adding movement to your body. I know spoken word artists who are beatboxers and breakdancers, and they'll add it in their poems and like do different things. And I think that's really cool too. What being a spoken word artist means to me is exactly what I said, speaking truth to power. That's the core. There's nothing like spoken word that captures somebody's attention. Nothing like it. You listen in a different way. It's like your mind, your heart, and your spirit is listening all at the same time.
Yeah. Do you remember the first piece that really hit you and hit people who listened to it?
The first time that happened was when I was in middle school.
Middle school.
Yeah, I was in 7th grade, and we had a 7th grade versus 8th grade poetry slam. And it was the first time I had ever, looked at spoken word, and it was like part of that unit. And at the time I was being bullied. I was wearing hijab. I was, dark skinned. Folks would bully me about looking, I guess, more international than I did American. And so I did a poem, and people had cheered me on for the first time. I had never heard such thunderous applause, honestly. And that's when I realized that, I could be heard. I could be heard. Destined to rise in a society morally compromised. While I reached for the sky, trying to dodge 100 bullets before I reached my tribe. Trying to stay alive, trying to save myself. Resilience is my wealth. God, they never appreciate the ones worth the fight. They love this world more than they love to fight. Igbo landing should have taught you something. Enslaved and chose the sea, and chose free. Now I'm fighting for my freedom. I'm never gonna stop till we all be everything we were destined to be. No more stealing lies for your greed. The oppressed, distressed, you better believe. Modern day genocide, using viruses to reset our lives. Now what shall we play? Your silly games. We coming for your neck as a prize. Modern day genocide, the power lies within you and I. Don't turn your back on your tribe. Keep your fist up to the Most High. I wrote that during a time when I couldn't protest. My baby niece was just born, beautiful baby niece, and I couldn't go protest because, I just had my brother just had a baby. We didn't want to, compromise our quarantine bubble. And there was so much anger, pain built up inside me that I needed to find a way to transfer that and speak a truth and message that I could also put out in the world. So there's grit in there. There's upsetness, don't you remember yourself? Don't you remember where we come from? But there's also a hope. Don't turn your back on your tribe. Keep your fist up to the Most High. That spiritual connection, keeping your fist up, that liberation connection.
Tell me what else you got going on.
Woo, okay. So working on a lot of things. Currently working on an EP. So I'm excited about that. And combining my music and my poetry in a seamless way. I'm working on a Black Short Film Festival, so coming up in a couple months, so that's been really awesome. I'm working on a youth community fellowship centering youth activism and hyper-local organizing for young people in the New Hallville, Beaver Hills, and Edgewood area. So I'm touching all the pieces. I'm touching my art, getting my art to be a beautiful culmination of work. I'm touching the community, doing the service in the community, as well as touching the young people who are like the heart of a lot of the work that I do. So I'm excited to really be able to navigate, do it all. And I think that I love to represent somebody who isn't boxed into just being an artist, but that artivist aspect, to be like, I do it all. and I do it excellently. And I hope to continue to do it and to grow and perfect molding the art and activist and just saying that I'm an artist.
Well, Sawa, what a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm so glad I got to know you a little bit here.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Well, just an incredible day here in New Haven. You know, it's people like Sawa and Isaac that make this part of the state so special. Hey, maybe there's someone in your town, in your neighborhood, that's doing amazing creative things. Well, we want to hear about it. Drop us a line at whereartthou@ctpublic.org. Join me next week. We're going to head out to the old company van and go out on another great adventure. Until then, I'm Ray Hardman. Thanks for watching Where Art Thou?
Funding provided by the Richard P. Garmany Fund at the Hartford Foundation for Public Giving.